You better watch out, you better not cry.
Welcome to the greatest time of the year, everyone. Happy holidays to all you wonderful people out there. I hope you're all doing well. Now this year, for our Christmas album reviews, I wanted to start things out by covering an LP that I first heard in the early days of my youth, and has remained a novelty piece that I find myself returning to in some capacity every year around this time. I'm of course referring to Christmas with the Chipmunks, Volume 1, released in 1962. Now I first heard this album in 1997 when I was about 5 years old, just starting kindergarten, and some of the songs have stuck with me over the last 27 years, and I end up listening to them almost every year. Now with that being said, join me as we dive into our review of 1962's Christmas with the Chipmunks, Volume 1. Number 1, Here Comes Santa Claus. Here we go. This song will instantly put you in the holiday spirit. Before you know it, you'll be either singing along or whistling along, or if you're like me, likely both. 10 out of 10. Number 2, Up on the Housetop. So, if my research is correct, this song has been covered a few times by different artists in different genres over the years. The most prominent one that shows up being a version by country music singer Reba McEntire. Personally, I've never heard that version or any other version for that matter. The only one I've ever been familiar with is the Chipmunk one. And as far as this version is concerned, I still love it to this day. What a joyful, infectiously catchy Christmas song. 10 out of 10. Number 3, Silver Bells. Now, I've heard so many versions of this song, and this is still my second favorite version. Now, this was the first version I ever heard, but in my opinion, nothing beats the Dean Martin version. But this one comes close. 7 out of 10. Number 4, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
I have a very shy dingo.
Do I even need to say anything else? We're talking about one of, 5 of the most well-known Christmas songs in the whole world. It's absolutely timeless. Ask me what my favorite version is, and of course, I'm going to say the original Rankin Bass version, but I'll be damned if it doesn't tie with this version on any given day. I just love the way the Chipmunk version is composed and arranged. What can I say? It just has a tad bit more of a swing jazz undertone in this version that gives it that extra catchiness. But it's a classic regardless. 9 out of 10. Number 5, Jingle Bells. Again, another well-known classic right here. A pretty straightforward cover. Not much is altered arrangement-wise. It holds its own with the best of them, with the added charm of the Chipmunks as a bonus. 7 out of 10. Number 6, Over the River and Through the Woods. Wow, it's been quite some time since I've heard this song. I actually forgot about it for some time, but as soon as the first few seconds started playing, it all came rushing back. I had a very vivid memory of hearing this song in music class back in grade school. Not my favorite Christmas song, but still a memorable one. I give this one a 3.5 out of 10. Number 7, Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
You better watch out, you better not cry.
Another one of my favorite Christmas staples. Well, for me personally, nothing beats the Fred Astaire version from the classic stop-motion Rankin Bass film of the same name, but the Chipmunk version more than does it justice. 8.5 out of 10. Number 8, It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas. Another good cover here. Again, not quite my favorite iteration of the song, as that title goes to the Dean Martin version, but this one is delightful in its own way. I give it an 8 out of 10. Number 9, White Christmas.
of a white.
Another one of my absolute favorite Christmas songs, right up there with Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. And I must say, this version, performed by Dave Seville, or Ross Bagdasarian Sr. as Dave Seville, is just as good as the classic versions by Bing Crosby, Dean Martin, and Sinatra. Nothing more to say. 9 out of 10. Number 10, Christmas Don't Be Late. And we finally come full circle. If you're around my age, then you likely grew up with the Chipmunks Christmas special from back in the late 80s to early 90s that had a music video for this song within the special itself. What's crazy is, I remember that version having the voice of Ross Bagdasarian Jr., the son of Ross Bagdasarian Sr., doing the voice of the Chipmunks and Dave Seville. But this version was recorded when Bagdasarian Sr. was still doing the voices, so it's kind of funny. As a kid, every time I listened to the album version and the version from the 1988 special, I never really noticed that there were two slightly different iterations, one recorded by father and one recorded by the son, some 3 decades apart from one another. Just goes to show you how good of a job Bagdasarian Jr. did of taking over for his father and continuing his legacy. But all that to say, I love this damn song. Every year, as soon as the thought of Christmas starts to cross my mind, I can't help but think about this song first and foremost, and my emotional attachment to it. It's quite sentimental, to be honest. It's been this way since I first heard it at 6 years old. Blame my father for showing it to me. 10 out of 10. Number 11, We Wish You a Merry Christmas. A perfectly fitting way to end this LP. Again, a pretty standard by the numbers cover, but pleasant nonetheless. I give this one a 7 out of 10. And that's it, folks. Oh, as far as I'm concerned, this project had plenty of high points and very few low ones. As far as being a covers album, it was good. As a Christmas album, it was absolutely delightful. All in all, I give this album an 8 out of 10. I'd like to take a moment to thank my editor for all his hard work, and to thank you all for your time as well. I sincerely appreciate it. I hope you all enjoyed this review. If so, I kindly ask that you leave a like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with anyone whom you feel may be interested. Join me next week as we review the sequel to this album, Christmas with the Chipmunks, Volume 2. Until then, everyone, enjoy the holiday season, be safe, and take care of yourselves and each other.